All right, welcome to the deep dive. So we've got this collection of notes and guidance you sent over, all about surviving summer in Kuwait.
That's right. Yeah, it's packed with some really practical stuff, focusing hard on hydration and just, well, handling the heat.
Which sounds intense.
Oh, it is. The sources mention temperatures pushing past 50 Celsius. It's a different kind of heat challenge.
Oh, definitely. So our job here for this deep dive is to really sift through all this material you shared and pull out the absolute essentials. The key things you need to know to handle a Kuwaiti summer safely, make it super clear, super actionable.
Okay, let's do it. Where to start? I mean, the sources really drive home the scale of it right away.
Yeah.
Kuwait summer isn't just like hot weather. It's described as really intense heat. You see those numbers? Over 50 degrees,
Wow.
a high UV index, and then there's the humidity. That often makes it feel even heavier, more oppressive.
Seeing numbers like 50 degrees, yeah, that's a bit of a wake-up call. It makes it clear this isn't just about, being uncomfortable.
Exactly. It's a genuine health and safety thing.
Right.
And that's why the advice in these notes, the preparation, the strategies, they aren't just nice to haves. They're pretty much essential to avoid heat stroke, exhaustion, that kind of danger.
Okay, so faced with that level of intensity, where's the starting point? Reading through this, it feels like hydration is just fundamental.
It absolutely is non-negotiable.
Yeah.
That's probably the single biggest takeaway from all these sources. Your body loses water incredibly fast there. So the key isn't just drink water, it's how much and how often. They really stress aiming for a baseline of 2.5 to 3 liters a day.
2.5 to 3 liters, just baseline.
Minimum baseline, yeah. And potentially way more if you're active or spending time outside.
Okay, that really paints a picture of the water loss. Now, is that just plain water they're talking about, or are there other ways to, boost hydration effectively?
Good question. The material definitely goes beyond just water.
Yeah.
It highlights some smart choices. Things rich in electrolytes. Coconut water gets mentioned. ORS, that's oral rehydration salts,
Oh, right.
which are specifically designed to replace minerals lost when you sweat heavily. Or even traditional things like Laban.
Laban, the yogurt drink. Interesting.
Yeah, it's known for having electrolytes too, a good local option.
Okay. And what about food? Does what you eat make a difference in staying hydrated?
It does, yeah. The sources point that out too. Hydrating foods are a useful supplement.
So things like,
Think high water content. Watermelon was mentioned, cucumber, lettuce, those kinds of things. They add to your fluid intake, plus you get nutrients.
got it. So load up on those. What about the other side? Things the sources warned against. Stuff that actually works against hydration.
Yeah, this is really key and sometimes overlooked. You need to avoid things that dehydrate you more.
Right.
The material's pretty clear. Cut back on sugary drinks, too much caffeine, and really salty snacks.
Why those specifically?
Well, they can either pull water out of your system or mess with how your body absorbs the water you were drinking. Makes the whole heat challenge tougher.
Okay, and there was a phrase that really stuck out from the notes, something about thirst.
Yeah. If you're waiting until you're thirsty, you're already late.
That's the one.
It perfectly captures it, doesn't it? Thirst isn't the first sign. It means dehydration's already started. You need to be sipping constantly, almost preemptively.
Especially if you're out in the heat at all.
Absolutely, stay ahead of it.
So relentless hydration, that's step one. Got it. Once that's kind of dialed in, what did the sources say about physically, beating the heat itself? Staying cool.
Okay, yeah, strategy comes next. Managing your exposure is critical. Timing. The sources stress this repeatedly. The main takeaway is avoid being outdoors during the absolute peak heat.
Which is when?
They consistently flag the window between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. That's highlighted as the most dangerous time.
11 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's a significant part of the day.
It really is.
So if you absolutely have to be outside then, or any time really, what about clothing? Did the sources give specific advice? Does it matter that much?
Oh, it matters hugely.
Yeah.
Yeah, the advice was very consistent on this. Loose-fitting, light-colored clothes,
Okay.
and breathable fabrics. Think cotton, linen. Dark colors absorb heat, tight clothes trap it. Light, loose stuff lets air circulate and reflect sunlight. It acts like a shield.
Makes sense. And just finding immediate relief when you just need a break from the heat.
Simple stuff often works best. The sources mentioned seeking shade whenever possible, like actively plan your route to stay in the shade. And crucially, build in breaks in air-conditioned places, let your body temperature come down, even for a bit. It makes a big difference over the whole day.
Right. And what about making your own space cooler, like at home or if you have a small workspace?
Yeah, there were some practical tips for that too, using fans obviously, but they specifically mentioned fans with a water mist feature can be quite effective, adds extra cooling, and blocking direct sun. Using curtains, blinds, even reflective sheets on windows to stop the heat radiating inside in the first place.
And it seems really important to know when the heat is actually getting to you, right? Recognizing the warning signs.
Incredibly important. For safety, the sources listed signs of heat stress you have to watch for.
Such as?
Things like dizziness, a really dry mouth that sipping water doesn't fix right away, or any kind of confusion. Those are major red flags.
And if you feel those,
the advice is clear. Get indoors, somewhere cool, immediately, and start hydrating steadily. Don't try to just push through it.
Right, don't be a hero. There was another phrase in the notes that was quite descriptive about the sun.
I think I know the one. In Kuwait, the sun is not just hot, it's heavy.
That's it. It really conveys that oppressive feeling, doesn't it?
It does. That feeling when the heat and humidity combine, it feels like it's physically weighing on you. A reminder of the force you're dealing with.
Yeah. Now, looking through the material, there were also some points aimed at specific groups, right? Outdoor workers, maybe expats new to the climate.
Absolutely. A really significant point was the official government rule.
Oh, yeah.
The Ministry of Labor actually bans outdoor work during those peak hours, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m.
The same window.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Specifically from June through August, the hottest months. It's not just advice, it's a regulation. That tells you how serious the risk is.
Wow. Okay. That ban really underlines the danger. For anyone, maybe especially newcomers still adapting, what were some of the simple, practical tips that kept coming up?
The most basic one, repeat it often. Always carry water. Always. Even a small bottle you can refill. Make it automatic, like grabbing your phone.
Just make it a habit.
Precisely. And there was one quick, kind of clever tip for cooling down fast.
What was that?
Pouring cool water on your wrists. The blood vessels are close to the surface there.
Oh.
So cooling that spot can help bring down your core body temperature pretty quickly in a pinch.
Neat trick. And didn't the material also mention something about community resources?
It did, yeah. It touched on how community support and, local knowledge networks can be helpful, sharing tips, checking on neighbors, knowing where to find help.
So it's not just individual effort.
Exactly. It hints that while these are personal strategies, there's a collective side to getting through such an extreme environment too.
Okay. So pulling all this together then, all these insights from the sources on surviving Kuwait's summer, the core message seems really focused.
Yeah, exactly.
It's basically hydrate relentlessly, use these smart strategies to stay physically cool, and crucially, know the warning signs your body sends.
Pretty much sums it up. And these tips apply across the board, right? Whether you're a long-term resident, an outdoor worker, or just visiting and trying to adapt. It's about being proactive and respecting that environment.
Absolutely. And maybe as you take these key points on board for yourself, think about that last idea too, the community aspect. The sources gave us individual survival tips, but they also hinted at that shared support. So maybe consider how this knowledge, how understanding how to navigate this intense heat could help you look out for others too.
Right.
Sharing water, suggesting a break in the shade, just passing on some of this vital info. It feels like a powerful thought when facing something like the Kuwait summer together.
Well said. Stay safe. Stay cool out there.
Awesome.